A new video, and I am back on BaltoSlav, and guess the language. And my high score was 826. Quite proud of that. I got that yesterday, and ideally, I would like to achieve 1,155 points to get on the leaderboards, and maybe even higher. 19,000 is insane. I don't think I'd be able to do that, but I think 1100 is quite achievable, but it will be challenging, certainly. My scores, the lowest one was 93, which isn't really ideal. I think 826 is pretty solid, yeah. I think they have 144 languages in this game, which is really a lot, honestly. And some of them are really, really hard to distinguish, especially some I'm not really familiar with, like the North Caucasian languages. All of these, honestly, I don't see any difference, maybe some slight differences. I'm very sorry. And other languages written using the Cyrillic script, I'm just, these, Asian languages, I'm just not really familiar with. In Asian, in Siberia, I mean, Komi, Mari, Muksha, Udmur, Tilmar, even. Um, and I think there is something called Yakut. I don't know which family that belongs to, but these typically give me some problems. Yeah. Okay. The first one is Dutch. Second, Catalan. This is Belarus. No, it's Ukrainian. The way I distinguish between Belarusian and Ukrainian is that Belarusian doesn't use the E, the letter for E, which looks like this backwards capital N here, because Belarusian is weird. I think it is the only letter, the only language that is written using the Cyrillic alphabet that doesn't use this letter. And that is pretty weird. Anyway, Ukrainian. This is Macedonian. It's also written using the Cyrillic script. Slovak, I think. Czech and Slovak are really similar. And I've been to Slovakia, but not Czechia. And the way I like to think is that I think Slovak has slightly more apostrophes. Nice, okay. I could be wrong there. I know that Czech also has apostrophes, and I think Slovak just has slightly more. This is Catalan. This one is Azerbaijani. You can see that it looks like Turkish, related languages. Basque, again, TX, TZ. This is Norwegian, I believe. Norwegian. Okay, this is French. I actually speak a little bit of French. This is Belarusian. You can clearly see that there's no E, the symbol, the letter for E in the Cyrillic alphabet. This is Uzbekistan. Uzbek, sorry. So Uzbekistan uses the O's and U's with backwards apostrophes. Yeah. And, okay, this is Esperanto. And this is Irish. You can see that it's like, Celtic-ish. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's just Celtic. This is French again. Really nice. This is Evenki. Evenki has these straight lines on top of the vowel letters. This is Serbian. This is, I believe, Bengali. Cherokee. It's really interesting. Cherokee. This is, I want to say it's Hausa, because you can see that the D is like curled up to the right. That's something that Hausa letters do. Awesome. We got English. This is Assamese, or it's Bengal. I honestly don't know. I have no idea. I don't speak either of them. They're really similar, I think. I believe they're really related. Assam, if you don't know, it's a state in India, in the northeastern part of India. I believe that is neighboring Bangladesh. So their languages are presumably really similar, or at least they use the same alphabet, and I have no idea which is which. I'm very sorry, but this should be who knows? Assamese, Bengali. Okay, that's fine. This is Evenki again. Awesome. We got English again. This is Czech, Greek, Maltese. Really, really unique there. Maltese is like a hybrid between Arabic and Italian, I believe. This is German. I speak a little bit German as well. This is Muscovite. For some reason, they call Russian Muscovite, which I find really dumb. This is Swedish, I think. This is Sylheti. You can see that Sylheti is a little bit more similar to Hindi and Bengali, but it's different because there are a lot of these diagonal lines in Sylheti, but not in Hindi or Bengali. This is Santali. I don't actually know where it's spoken. I just know that it's Santali. This is Hawaiian. I sometimes make this stupid mistake where I don't know which is Hawaiian, which is Maori. I know that's really stupid, but I still don't know what the difference is. So this, with a lot of Q's, it's basically Turkic. So these, the only Turkic language is Crimean Tatar, which is spoken in Crimea. Again, Sylheti with the diagonal lines. This is a Celtic language. I think it's Manx. This is Japanese. You can see that it's mixed. This is kanji or Chinese characters, and this is actually kiss. This kisu and niniku, that's katakana, and suru, these two are hiragana. That's really interesting. This is clearly Slavic, and I think it's Slovene. Yeah, should be Slovene. This is just normal Hindi. Oh, it's not Hindi. Oh, it's Nepali. Hindi and Nepali are pretty similar, I think. Using similar scripts. I like to think that Nepali, they hang slightly more things under the line, but that's not always true. As you can see, this is Nepali. Nahuatl, you can see the TL combos. Nahuatl. This is, I think, Slovene again. Okay, nice. This is Romanian. Romanian has these commas under the letters and these, bowl-shaped things above the letters, above vowels. That's really interesting. This is similar to Italian, I'd say, but SCH combos and TSCH combos are really common in Romansh. It's a really small language spoken in Switzerland. This is Nuosu. Nuosu is actually spoken in China. It belongs to a small nationality called the Yi people. And they speak this, I think it's a pictogram. So, but they're called Nuosu for some reason. This is, I think, similar to Spanish. I think it is actually Spanish. Okay, this is interesting. I think this is Quechua. In Quechua, you would see apostrophes after CH and K. Quechua. This is Dutch. You would often see these long vowels, oo, o, ah, and IJ combos in Dutch. This is some type of Southeast Asian language. I think this is Indonesian. Exactly. This is, honestly, I'm not sure. Langage. It doesn't really look similar to English at all, but it's It's not Upper. I think it's actually Breton again. It was Breton. Okay, this is Basque. Basque is actually an isolate language. It's not Indo-European, I believe. It actually doesn't share any, it shares some words borrowed from Spanish, but it's not really related to Spanish or any other language. This is Armenian. This is Finnish. Finnish and Estonian are really similar, and I don't know how to distinguish between them. This is French. Awesome. Okay, dia. This is Portuguese. It's not Portuguese. I think it's actually Papiamento. Papiamento is a Portuguese-based Creole language that is spoken in the ABC Islands, the Dutch Caribbean, meaning I think it's Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. Papiamento is spoken there. And it's really similar to Portuguese. This, I believe, is Yakut or it's Bashkir. So both are minority languages in Russia. Bashkir is like North Caucasian, I think. I'm not really sure. And Yakut is really far eastern. If you have heard of a city called Yakutsk, I think it's spoken there. But I don't know this one. I think it's Yakut because it looks slightly more exotic. I'm very sorry. It was Yakut. Awesome. This is Basque. A lot of Basque words start with I, and the TZ and TX combos you see just really common in Basque. Okay, this is Romanian. Nice. Celtic Welsh. Nice. This one is, I believe, Tajik. Tajik has like these little thingies stretching out of the ch and h, and even the some other letters like n. I believe Kazakh does that as well, but Kazakh doesn't do the lines above vowels. So this is Tajik. This is Romanian again. Awesome. This one is Punjabi. You can see that it's slightly more flat. You can say that it's compressed. It's slightly more compressed than Hindi and Nepali. Maybe it's a font issue. I don't know, but that's the tactic I use when Punjabi and Hindi / Nepali are both in the choices, and I don't know which is which. That's Punjabi. This is Khmer. It's long and it's more curvy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Khmer, I don't know. This is English. We speak it. This is Tamil. Tamil has these boxes, and it is just slightly more boxy than other languages in South India or Sri Lanka, like Telugu or Sinhalese. Tamil. This is, I think I've talked about it. Have I? I don't actually know. I think this is Aymara. I think Aymara is related to Quechua, as in it's also spoken in like Peru, Bolivia, that kind of area. It is actually, I think it's related to Quechua. I'm not really sure. Yeah. This is Irish. This is Slovene, I believe. This is Nepali. Right? And this is Guarani. So Guarani is really interesting. It's spoken in Paraguay. And Guarani uses the YVY, which I find really interesting. And one word that I have remembered in Guarani is that water is a single letter Y. So that's really, really fun, and just something that it's useful when you don't know what language it is. Guarani. Okay. This one is Belarusian. It doesn't have the E. This is Azerbaijani. Again, similar to Turkish. You can tell what is Turkish after seeing it a lot. This is Kurdish. So Kurdish is also similar to Turkish, I believe. In Turkish, What is dissimilar to Turkish is that it has these little hats on top of vowels. You see these little things? So that's something you see in Kurdish. This one is just Macedonian, I believe. Nice. This is Lower Sorbian or it's Polish. I have no idea which is which. I think Lower Sorbian is related to Polish. It's spoken on the border of Germany and Poland. And Lower Sorbian has a really, really closely related language called Upper Sorbian. And they're really similar to Polish as well. And there are actually more regional languages in Poland, namely Kashubian and Wilemowian. Kashubian is spoken in the north, while Wilemowian is spoken in the south. And I believe that Wilemowian is slightly more chaotic looking than Sorbian, Polish, or Kashubian. Anyway, I actually don't know which one this is. I'm just gonna guess Polish. It was Polish. This is Georgian. Unique script. Again, Polish. Polish and all of these languages in Poland have this letter, which is L with a line through it, and it makes the W sound. And also Polish has this letter, which is a dot on top of a Z. And also Polish has a little hook coming off of the A. Or just vowels in general. It's really interesting. Oh my god. Is it not working? Is it not working? Oh my god, please don't. Okay. Okay, nice. It scared me for a second there. This is Armenian. Awesome. This, I believe, is Basque again. Yeah. This is similar to Italian. I believe this is actually Italian. This is, okay, English. I've been getting English a lot. Man, this is Maltese. So in Maltese, there's a unique letter that no other language that uses the Latin alphabet uses, is the H with a line through it in the top. But we don't actually see it here. Other letters in Maltese are these dots above letters. This is Tanuia. I don't know where it is spoken. I'm sorry. This Cyrillic alphabet is Ossetian or Udmurt. I believe it is Ossetian because you see a bunch of the A sounds, the A-E combos, or the A-E just mushed together. I think that appears a lot. Really, really frequently in Ossetian, and not in any of the surrounding languages. This is Ainu. So Ainu is spoken in Hokkaido. It is really endangered, I think, and is spelled only using katakana in Japanese. So when you only see katakana, that's Ainu. But it technically also could be Okinawan, spoken in the Ryukyu languages, south of Japan, but that, I believe, isn't in the game. So this is Ainu. This is, again, what is it? Celtic, yes. Max. Oh, this is really interesting. It's Navajo. Spoken, I think, mainly in Arizona, the Navajo Nation. It's really chaotic. The words are really long, and they use a lot of, basically, diacritics on the letters. It's really interesting. This is Chinese. And my native language is actually Chinese. Okay. Chinese is very easy. Chinese grammar is very simple, and the words are just constructed in a very, very simple way. Definitely do learn Chinese. There's no cases. There's no gender for nouns. There's no there's no the, so meaning no articles. It's really, really simple. The grammar is also really simple. You can almost switch around words, and it would still affect. It would still not affect the meaning. except when you switch around the subject and the object, I don't think that would quite work. So yeah, this is Chinese. Oh no, it's not working again. Okay. Oh no. Okay, it's worked. This is Czech. Tibetan is spoken in southwestern China, in a place called Tibet, and in a place called Qinghai. Tibet's Chinese name is actually Xizang. It uses this, I believe it is not unique. I think Zonka, spoken in Bhutan, also uses this script, but I don't think Zonka is on this game, so that's a bit of a pity. We have no Tibetan and Zonka 50/50s. In the community where I lived in America, in the United States, I lived in Queens for 3 years, and when I was very young, there were a lot of Tibetan children, and Tibetan people in general, and when I went to after school, people would just talk, in Tibetan, and they would learn Tibetan, and there's actually a Tibetan temple really, really close to where I lived. I think it's a temple and a restaurant. I've never been there before, but anyway, Tibetan. Slavic, again, Croatian, I think. What is moksha? I've never heard of moksha. It sounds like matcha. I love matcha. This could be Chuvash or Urzia or Mari or Udmurt. If you don't know, Russia has a bunch of regional languages. It has like 200, literally. I believe only like 15 are in this game, but still, it is a pain. It is a pain. I forgot really what this is, honestly. I don't think it's Mari. I think it's Chuvash. It's taking a long time for my guesses to register. I don't know why. Oh no, what? Okay. Fuck, it was Mari. Okay. They're related. As you can see, this word is literally the same. Skyscraper. Neboskrob. Right. Last Life. 525 is a solid score, honestly. And it seems very unlikely to reach my goal of 1100. But it's alright, that's alright, It's close to Turkish. I think it's actually Crimean Tatar. This is Tibetan again. Oh, it's similar to German. It's actually Luxembourgish. You can see that both in Luxembourgish and in German, nouns are capitalized. I believe that German and Luxembourgish are the only two languages where nouns are capitalized. What is Dargan? I've never heard it. Okay, so this one, it could be Ingush. It could be Dargan. I don't know what Dargan is. I've never heard of Dargan. But I would just go with Ingush. It was Dargan. Awesome. So that's game over. 546. Not too bad. Not too good. It's like, what, my fifth best score, maybe? I'd say I'm pretty satisfied. Not reaching my intended goal. Actually, it's still a long, long way, but I think I can reach it in the future. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching the video, maybe. And, yeah, that's it.